He is a coin expert, and we are going to dive right in. And
guess what I found?
What'd you find here?
First year of issue, American Silver Eagles, NGC certified Mint State 69. I have a few 70s, but they're like $500 bucks, $479. $89.95. $89.95. It was an incredibly special opportunity that I had. I had a one-time deal. One guy had 20, there's 20 coins in a box, had 20 boxes of these that he had put away from like a million years ago. I've got exactly 400 of these to go around. I mentioned this earlier. I just mentioned this while I was selling the other Silver Eagle, and we had, 3 of them go just because of the people that know that. So we're now in the 32nd year of the American Silver Eagle. This is the very first year of issue. Still 1 ounce of silver. And if you look at it, the coin almost looks a little different. It's not quite as shiny as the coin is today. Well, we made coins differently 3.5 decades ago. Okay? They didn't have the technological expertise. So from a coin from 1986, Mint State 69 is a very difficult grade to get. Mint State 69 is an extraordinarily date to get. So, when you're collecting things, you want grade. Well, of course, Mint State 69, there is a Mint State 70, but this is the one that's affordable at only $89.95 for that very first year of issue. And then, of course, you have the very first year of issue, which is a very, very big deal to have the very first. Now, if they started making them 5 years ago or 7 years ago, not as big a deal, but 32 years ago now. And in terms of pricing, I have never done a certified Mint State 69 American Silver Eagle standalone first year of issue for $89.95. Wow. So when this guy offered these to me, I go, yeah, I mean, I know those are big. He goes, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a price, okay? I'll make you a price. Just, he wanted me to say, thank you, Lewis, okay? You know who you are. Okay, thank you for doing this and putting these on here. They are already incredibly, phenomenally, ridiculously popular. Yeah. Very difficult to get through. They're going to sell out. I'm going to sell all 400 of them right here.
Fast. These are really...
Let's put the sold. Yeah, let's just track the sold number on this. Remember, I have 400. Okay, and exactly 400. So I've been selling this for 2 minutes. We have 47 sold, and in all honesty, I have over 400 people between the phone and all that. I don't have that many coins, but they could be buying the Trump coins. They could be buying some of the other things. So let's see if we can't track this down, that clock, that 2 minutes. We may even go an extra minute if we have to, because I think we're going to sell every single one of these out. So let's back up and see what we got here. First of all, we've got the highest affordable grade at the best price that I've been able to do in just about the 15 years I've been here in Mint State 69 for the first year issue of the American Silver Eagle. 1986.
That's the year I graduated high school.
Is it really?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was 32 years ago.
Yeah, I was only
How could that possibly be?
Yeah, 1986. Yeah, I was only out of college about a half a decade by then.
Well, there you have
it. So that'll date me a little bit, is what that is. And so what this is this unique opportunity to go back in a numismatic time capsule, to go back to high school, college, wherever you were in 1986, if you will. But the key to this is once again, I've got already 100 sold, and that does not count the hundreds of people on the phone.
Oh my gosh, this is selling really fast.
That does not count the hundreds. It is.
That's great.
And the reason is look, the American Silver Eagle is the most popularly collected silver coin in the world. How often do you get a chance to not only own the first year of issue, okay, but to own the first year of issue in a phenomenally high grade? I think now we can look at kind of the left quantity.
Yeah,
let's just take a look at that left quantity if we can, because that's very important. Because this is not something I can restart If you will, yeah.
Okay.
I might have 100 with everybody on the phone.
Right.
So we'll give you that 45. I may go over a half a minute or a minute. We want to make sure that everybody that wants the opportunity on this has the opportunity on this. And like I said, at
I like putting that counter up because it kind of gets everybody engaged, and you can kind of.
What's the #1 question you get when you tell people?
Is it real? Is the counter real? That's the
I can tell you there is nothing realer than the counter.
Well, not only is it real, typically it's behind.
Right, and for coins, it's even more important.
Yeah, it's real.
I can't make 1986 American silver. The government frowns on that whole counterfeiting thing. So what's made is made, what's done is done. So in coins, it's not like I'm waiting for more to get made, I'm making this. When we do this, this is a deal-based opportunity. I bought one deal of these coins. So once these sell these, you're not gonna see these next week.
Right.
Okay? Or even the week after that. If I restock, I mean, likely to be more money because this is the lowest price that I've done on this first year of issue American Silver Eagle.
Okay. So
yeah, so you've got 30 seconds, I would say.
Well, here's the thing. I know that it's saying that we have 200 remaining, but we have almost